Alrighty, well, I'm going to show you how to rig the Annie model for L4D2. So here I have my 3ds Max. I'm going to size up on this one. Now I got to import the model. Luckily I have my model already done, so we're not done but together, so it's an FBX format already. You would look for it here, but I already have a thing found for it. So I would import it. And now I have my model. But once you have your model, it's not going to have a skin or anything, so it's not going to be able to move to any bones, unless you add the bone, of course. I have a little random model source thing here doing that. Let's see, I'm going to import a body from L4D2. So desktop, quick access, L4D modding, survivors, Ellis. No, let's just go Rochelle. If I can find, oh, L4D. Yeah. Rochelle. I think Cyclone. Well, that works. That's good. It's not going to become in T-pose if you're using the raw one. I made Rochelle in a T-pose like this, so it'd be easier for me to rig her. So I wanted to scale, shoot, where's my, let's see what thing it's at. The scaling function, it's currently at 100. Oh, I guess this is the raw version of her. Oh, lucky me. So that means I'm going to need to scale her down. Annie. Excuse me. Alright, I don't need that thing. Oh, wait a minute. I think I already have a file. Oh, here we are. Don't say. It's the same thing. I have the Anna here now. It's just I connected like the zippers to the pants instead of being loose. So I do the same thing. I would import the model for the Rochelle model I have. Okay, I use this import function this way because if I just drag and drop it, the size gets messed up for some reason. And let's see. Oh yes, I gotta resize the model. So I'm going to select child nodes, so because this is a parent, it's going to select everything below it, which is the valve skeleton. Get the Rochelle one, group them together, call it like L4D group, and then I'm going to select everything else. I don't need these raw anymore, but I have this, so I'm going to go to group, Annie. Change the pivot, so it's right here. I go to affect pivot only. I want it to be in the dead center, so it's an even scale when it goes down. This thing, I always click on these to make sure it moves the pivot for that as well. Let's see. The arms are pretty long. I need to shrink those. Well, not really shrink those. I'm going to need to make Rochelle's body bigger. So let's see. I see the height difference is pretty big, so I'm just going to scale it down a bit. Oops, wrong one. Never happened. I forgot to change this to uniformed, so it's the whole thing. It affects all 3 spaces. So, you can always just hold it down too. I just want the arms to be matched up. That doesn't really matter. Well, I mean, it does matter, of course, but it just makes it easier. Let's see. It makes things easier if you push Alt and X. It makes some things turn X-ray, so you can see through them. Let's see. The head's pretty off a bit. But let's see. legs look pretty good. I mean, I gotta move them. So let's scale it to 97 just so it's an even number. Okay, looks pretty good. The head's only going to be a little bit of a problem because of how high the chin is compared to that. Okay, let's see. Click on this, do ungroup. And just so I can always refresh my skeleton, in case I make any mistakes, I can always just go back. I like to do the time configuration thingamajigger, make it down to 10, so it scales the timeline to 10. And then I go over to the skeleton, child nodes, so I select them all. And I make sure that I have it on the first one, go to auto key, set keys, so it remembers the scaling, the position, and what it's attached to here. And then I drag one over here, and I do the same thing, so it has two versions of it. But I edit the first one over here, this timeline selects which, space you're on. But I edit this one over here so it's easier for me, so I can see everything happen right in front of me. So upper arm, you can move it either by, usually I do world or local. Locals I think is probably the best option, just because and make sure you have auto key set, so then it doesn't alter the last one as well. It'll only alter the one you're on. So I'm moving Rochelle's arm now to match it. And it seems I gotta, unfortunately, the numbers, as you can see right there, they weren't like a solid round number. In order to fix that, you just gotta go to this enable snap toggle, then you right click it, opens up a new window, and I gotta change the angle to like 1 degree, so it only changes by 1 degree now. So now it's simple. Of course, you can always go like 0.5 as well. Looks like 0.5 might be the best option. So let's undo that, change it to 0.5, and then drag it. 1.5 looks pretty good to me. Alright, now let's do the other arm. I gotta remember, I want to keep it as equal as possible, so it was 1.5, I moved it. Of course you can go negative and positive, but it's pretty obvious that, if you're gonna go down, you're gonna, go down. If you're gonna go up, go up. So I gotta find it. It's left clavicle, upper arm, and I believe I moved it 1.5. Bam. Alright, looks pretty even. Looks pretty good. The hand, though, that's gonna be a little tenacious. That's a proper word for this. So let's go ahead and get the hand selected, because I think the forearm looks good. Yeah, the forearm looks pretty good. Oh, I guess not. I guess 1.5 is the magic number for the forearm. Time to go change the other one. What is this? Forearm? Okay. So 1.5 it was. 1.5. Now time to edit the hand, which is this one. Let's see. 8 looks pretty good. So wanted to be the same angle as this hand, so this hand's pretty straight. Well, Rochelle's isn't. So I went down 8, and I'm gonna rotate. Let's go 15. So 8, 15. That means I gotta go back to this hand now. Select it properly. Nope, that's the forearm hand, and I believe I said 8, 15. Oh, 8 might be too low. We're going up 8? That doesn't look good to me. Okay, that's pretty bad. So I'm going to reset the hand. And by that, I'm going to go to world, and I'm going to go down to these numbers. This is the degrees it's currently at. I'm going to go 90, 0, and 0, and 90 back together. Now I'm going to go over to this hand, this bone hand, do the same thing, but it'll be negative 90, negative 180, and 180, because it just is. So that's how it looks like that. You know what, I'm going to do that for the whole hand, for the fingers too, just so it makes them straight. I guess I would just won't touch the thumb though, because that's a pretty. It doesn't really react well to zeros. So I believe this is the index finger. So let's go 90. How did that do? Alright, I guess that's fine for now. 0. And then 0. And then I gotta do the one below it, which will be 90, 180, 180. Then I go down again, select 90, 180, 0. Now I have a straight finger. Awesome. But unfortunately, since the fingers are children to the hand, the bone, the hand bone, when I rotate the hand bone, it's going to rotate the fingers too. So I'm just straightening them out now, but when I rotate the hand to fix it, it's probably going to need to rotate the fingers again. But it'll be easier because they'll be straight. And I'll do the middle finger, which will be 90, 180, and 0. Negative 90, 0, negative 180. 90, 180, 0. That did not go right. There we go, okay. And now time for the ring finger. 90, 0, 180. Looking good. Negative 90, 0, 0. It's gonna, sometimes we'll change the numbers on you. I usually just go for the number that's closest, for degrees of course. It's not just a random number. 90, 0, 0. 90, 180. Alright, cool. Pinky. 90, 0, 180. Yeah, that's good. Now let's keep going. 90, 180, 0. Negative 90, 0, negative 180. Sometimes it may look, the hand look, that's supposed to be straight, but that doesn't look straight. Now do it. That's all bad. Alright. So at least we have the finger straight now, so it'll be easier to edit. So let's go to hand again, which is right here. Nope. Nope. Right here. Hand. I have it set to world still, so it's not going to the local version. The local pivot. So let's go back to local. And let's rotate this bad boy. 30. 30 looks pretty good. For the hand, So let's see. Unfortunately, the thumb's going to be off a bit, so I still might need to alter the thumb placement. So I rotated it 30. That thumb looks pretty bad. So 30. Yeah, let's get to the fingers. Oh, I guess I should go zero out all of these so I at least remember. Select that bone. Your bones won't always look like this. These are dummies. The real bones are white. But and when you export the object, it comes back in as a dummy, not as a bone. So that's why mine look like dummies. So that's hand. I believe I was zeroed out. Let's go to world and double check. Yeah, it's been zeroed out. Well, not zeroed out, but set right. What is that? Finger 0, that's the thumb. Finger 1 is the index finger. So, time to set these straight. 90, 0, 0. Alright. 90. Well, all you want to do is make the skeleton fit the body. So you can alter it however you wish, but you're going to eventually re-import the original skeleton, so it's going to change the model you made or that you're rigging into the original skeleton properties that it had previously. So it's going to change your mesh as well, or your body. And that's pretty interesting sometimes. Sometimes you create a monster. It may look nice before, which would probably work nice in a 3D modeling program outside of this, or in this, or a poser program, but once Valve forces the, or not Valve, but Left 4 Dead forces the original skeleton, it's going to change the model. And yeah, I've created some monsters before. Not on purpose, of course. Just I thought it looked good without the skeleton, but when the skeleton forces itself back to normal, it looks pretty ugly sometimes. Or it doesn't look ugly, it just doesn't look like the original proportions of the body. Because most games have different proportions, like some arms are longer than other arms in video games, or some heads are bigger than other heads. It all depends on the game. Let's see, 90, 0, 0. Listening to some Daft Punk right now, pretty good. 90, 0, 0. Yeah, sometimes 0 is not really the best, because look at that. That's 0, but it's making it tilt real bad. That's just the way the model is, though. I mean, the way it was rigged to that skeleton, since all the survivors use it. Sorry, bud, but I'm not working on the poster at the moment. Let's see. Oh yes, I did 30 for the hand, if I recall. No, that's finger, hand, here we are. And I believe, yeah, it was local I did. So, oops, wrong way. 30. Alright, 30. Maybe 30's not the best. Who knows? It's all trial and error from here. You just gotta match it as well as possible, because you want the fingers to work as well as the actual hand. So I'm not gonna stick with 30. I'm gonna actually go forward like 8. So since I moved this one 8, I need to go back to the other hand and move it. And I believe that one was somewhere over here, right clavicle, whatever it's called, collarbone. I gotta find hand. Here's hand. I went back 8. There we go. Now it looks pretty even. And now I want to level it. Let's go down, maybe -2. Go back to the other hand and do the same thing, -2. Just so it's consistent. And like the hand doesn't become bigger than the other hand when it all comes together. Now the thumb, that's going to be a punk to do. Well, not really a punk, but you're going to have some good memorization skills. Alright. Let's see. Thumb is 0. If I go by the local pivot, I can move it this way. I went 20. And I'm going to move it up. Oh lord, that's not going to work. 20 and 10. That's just the way the cookie crumbles, though. Let's select that bone. Let's go to 0. So what was it? 2010. So 10 and 20. Of course, I did that backwards, and I'm not expecting the same result now. But it looks pretty identical, so we're going to stick with it. Worst case scenario, you can actually move this bone, but since it's a dummy, I can move it. But if it was a bone, like the white version, it wouldn't be able to move it. Only be able to rotate. I mean, you can move it, but you have to dislocate it first. So I can move this down at the bottom right, but down here it'll say how far I moved it. Control Z to go back, of course. So I went down -0.158. So let's just drop it down by 1.5. Oh, 0.15. So subtract 28 and 15. What do I get? 28 minus 15 is 13, I believe. And then I get that number. So let's do the same thing over here. Go down 0.15. Oh no. Okay, there we go. How do I select it again? Let's try to select one of these bones so I can get close to it. Alright, let's go down 0.5. 1.5. So it was 13 last time, but it's 27 here. So it means it's 12. Bam, look at that. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, we can, let's try X-raying Annie. So we can see where Rochelle's actual hand is. See, that's where the thumb is for Annie, but the thumb for Rochelle is the head. So we can still move the Rochelle hand backwards, or bone backwards. Gotta select the bone, of course. Go back to 0, which is, which is the thumb, and I can go backwards. Not really the best method, because when I actually rig the model, it's gonna move Annie's thumb forward like this as well. And that, it all depends on what you want to do, but I'm gonna risk it. I'm just gonna make it as close as possible. So I went back 286, so let's just move it back 3.3. So I revert that, and I'm gonna take this 3 out, make it a 0, because I'm minusing 0.3. I get that. Now let's find the other finger, or other thumb, I should say. Let's go back 3. So it's this channel. I mean, not channel, this thingamajig. I don't know what it's actually called, but the X value. Bam. Looks a little bit more out compared to the other one, but hey, I'll live with it. Let's make Annie not X-ray anymore. Alright. So let's scroll back. Just like that. Go back to 0. And now let's move it. Looks like we're better off just leaving that as is. And let's move the top part of the thumb. -14 looks to be the magical number. -14. I could move 0 up a bit, I guess. So 1.5. So 14 and 1.5. Let's go do the other thing now. So I went forward. 14 was it? No, the wrong one. It's this one. 14 and 1.5. But it doesn't look as good as the other one did. I wonder why. Did I say the number wrong? I'm not quite sure. Oh well. Let's just keep. I guess I can keep moving it backwards by 5. Alright, so I'm going to move the top thumb of it too, because it just looks bad and curved like that. Let's go 15, -15. I can live with that. So I went to an extra 5, I think. And then -15. It's doable, and I kept all the skeletons even too. Awesome. So look, we got the thumb done. Thumb done. I just got to do the other fingers now. Let's see. Oh man, I just realized that my best bet was probably to rotate the hand a bit more, but to the left this time. Because notice how the fingers are off. Let's rotate to the left a bit. Get it in the middle as much as possible, so I can just move the fingers to fit it. Seems like 3 might be the best option. The most even option, I should say. Because if I went back to 0, which is this, looks pretty close, but it's not fitting it properly. 1.5 looks pretty good too, though. Let's see. I guess 1 does look good. Let's go with 1. And now let's go do the other hand. It's a lot of back and forth this is, but you know, as long as you stick to it, you'll be fine. So 1, 2 actually. 1, okay. Now let's start doing the fingers. So as you can see, when I moved it, it moved the thumb out of place. So I went to the right 1, so I just gotta go to the left 1 for the thumb. Or it should be like that. 2 looks good too, I guess. Let's go with 2. Oh cool, I got it on the first try, awesome. 2 looks pretty bad. I guess 1 here, in this case. I can always come back to this one though, fix it. let's see. Oh yeah, fingers. Let's select that bone. Alright, so this time you can either do the same way I did it, which was one at a time and mirroring it completely with every step you do, just so you don't forget some steps. But sometimes your best option is just to start moving stuff and make it look as nice as possible and hope that it works. So I'm going to start doing that. And sometimes your fingers might be too long or not long enough, and that's when you use the scaling tool, which is this one, and you just select the side you want and you can stretch it out and all that. And yeah, sometimes it won't be even numbers either, but you can fix that unevenness by going to this percentage, which it does the snapping, or not, it snaps the percentages. So I'll keep it at 1% every time, and it's activated now. Now it should be moving at my percentage. Yep, it's a perfect number. Okay, let's see, rotate. Okay. The finger's not looking that good, so let's go -3. And let's move it on the local pivot. No, local pivot looks too not good. Let's go to world. Center it. See, this is when it starts getting all, I'm going to start using the world now for this one. It's going to no longer be accurate with the other side, because if I do it, it's going to go just keep going back and forth, and that gets really tiresome really fast. Let's see. Looks like the fingers go down a bit, so. It doesn't have to be completely like it. See this little part sticking out? That will be fine. Because once you, its only problem is going to be this section right here. If it overlaps, when you do the skin wrap, it might assign whatever skin or whatever weights of the bones are to the skin. It's going to reassign it to the mesh below it, which is Annie, and the fingers might pull. But when we get to that problem, we'll tell you what to do. Just keep fixing the fingers for now. Looks like it is arced downward a bit. $15. $10. And then this one's longer, so I'm gonna have to stretch this one, because that's too much of a big difference compared to that little tiny thing. So I just usually do the whole finger. Let's see, is local better or world better? Let's go local first, see what happens. I increase it by 110, so that's 110. It looks like I need to rotate downward a bit more though. I'll go back to world. It's nothing but trial and error. That's all it is. Not looking so good. Looks like we're gonna have to go back to being oh well, that looks good to me. Alright, next finger. Let's see. This doesn't look that straight for some reason. There we go. Oh, still in world. Oh well. Let's go over here. Looks pretty good to me. The fingers don't really matter that much, but it's because it's a world model and you don't really focus on the fingers, but it's always appreciated to have good fingers. In case someone rips the model, or not rips, but takes this and tries to port it in the source or something, or whatever model you're working on, and they want to post the fingers for like posters or something, then, you know, it's always nice. 120. Alright. Nope, wrong button. There we go. Now the pinky. Oh, that is one long pinky. Alright, let's fix that. Make you straight. Stretch you out. Let's see how far. Looks like the magic number is going to be 130. If I can get 130. 131 is. Alright, looks like the pinky's pretty high. I can always bring it down a little bit. Dead center. And then I rotate. One. Alright. This hand is now done. Well, not really done, just making the skeleton fit in it done. Because we still got to do the whole body, now that I recall. Maybe I should have waited for the hands to be done. I mean, the rest of the body to be done before I start doing that. Let's start doing the legs. Alright, looks like the legs are pretty, need to be brought in a bit. So let's collapse the left clavicle and the right clavicle. Go find us those thighs. And move them in. 4 seems to be, or 3.5. Let's go 3.5. See this side, 3.5. Looks good, and let's go backwards. Oops, wrong. Here we go. Looks like a 2.5. 2.5. Alright. The calves look like they might need to be tweaked a bit. So let's go this way. That was 1.5. This calf now, if I can get to it. 1.5. Looks like the feet need to be rotated too, otherwise they won't be straight. I could just rotate the whole leg, I guess. Let's do it from the thigh. So let's go to local this time. And looks like 6.5 is a good number. 6.5, awesome. Looking good. Better than I expected it to be. So the thighs look good. Unfortunately, these thighs touch right here. So that means it's going to be some skin problems, but we can fix that later. I might better off just moving the pelvis backwards a bit though, because you want the pelvis to be matching the model's pelvis. So let's just experiment with that. There's going to be a lot of back and forth when you're modeling, I mean rigging. Okay, yeah, that was probably the best position for the pelvis. So let's go forward, and let's just mess with the skin, or the spine. Alright, that didn't help that much. Here's spine, there we go. That also didn't help that much. We might have to stick with the pelvis to be moved then. Let's go back this way. Let's see. I guess 2.5 looks good. It alters this, and of course it's going to alter the hands, but we can fix that easily. So let's see. What do I got to move? I think I got to move the thigh. Left thigh, so that would be alright. I'm gonna. Alright. One looked pretty good. Brought us back to where we wanted. Awesome. Next thigh. Perfect. Like it never even happened. But it did. The foot's kinda... Nah, it looks good to me. sometimes you gotta re-rotate the foot. Because let's hide this. See how the foot looks curved? It's not straight or flat with the ground. If you hide Rochelle, you can see this one is a little bit the same, but it's not that big of a difference. Just in case, I'll rotate the foot a bit more. So let's go to thigh, calf, left foot. Let's rotate it about. 5 don't look bad. But let's go with 3. No, it's not even straight. It's like 2.5. Sometimes the best number is to do whatever number you did up here when you rotated it, and just so it evens out. Perfect. Make sure you always have AutoKey on so it saves it. And if you want to see how big the difference is from the normal one, just move that. That's the original one, and this is the one. How far are you doing it now? I don't know how I say that better, but you know what I mean. Alright. Going to start moving the spine now. The thighs look good. The spine. What was that number? 2. 2. Alright, let's hide I guess I can't hide the hood. I just want to see how far back the head is. Because if I move the head bone up to fit Annie's head, it's going to move down. It's going to move Annie's head downward later, and that's going to look pretty bad. So let's see. Let's just do that. See how it looks like at the end. You don't want to do it too dramatically. You just want to line up the chins. So I went up like 0.6. So let's go to just 8. Because I added 0.6 to whatever number that was down there, and just rounded up to 8. Just so it's a nice even numbers. You don't have to, but kind of like that. And you want the lips and the nose to be like pointed in the same direction, just so it's consistent. 8 to 7. It's pretty. Let's not do 8 to 7. Let's do like 3.5. That doesn't hurt. Alright, back to the hands. So in order to fix this, now that we moved our good hand that we did at the beginning, we got to, looks like, rotate the forearm just to keep it lined up. So is this the left? This is the left hand. So left. Nope, nope, nope. Forearm, here we are. I'm on local. So I rotated it to negative 2.5. Looks pretty good. And I might want to do that to the right hand over here, just to be safe. That's the elbow. Forearm, here we go, negative 2.5. Perfect. Alright, back to here. Looks like the hand needs to be rotated now. 3 looks pretty good. Now it's time to go up. 1. Perfect. So 3 and 1. On the hand, of course. The fingers are free to, I freestyle it. So 3 and 1. There we go. Which way did it go? This way? 3, 1. Of course, I still haven't done these fingers, but I'll do them right now. I think, what was the numbers I did for the scaling? Like, what was it 110 and 130 on two of the fingers? Oh well. Let's see. Oh, it's the thumb. I want the index finger. Thumbs are always 0. Oh, I guess, yeah, 0, 1, 0. You want 1. Okay. I think I moved that one too to fit this one. Right dead center. Move it local. Up a bit. And let's move the last part of the thumb a little bit, the finger down, just so it matches it better. Alright. Now let's fix number 2. Kind of slanted. So let's make it straight. So hopefully that does not mess up the hand later on. Looks like I'm going to start going the world now. If I recall, this might have been the 1101. Yep, it was 110. Well, it looks like I gotta rotate it still. Rotate number 2. No. Let's see what's the best way. There we go. Let's keep going. 3. Let's go here. Make it straight. Nope. There we go. And let's scale it. 120. Let's rotate this so it fits it. Let's go 12. Now let's go 14. Now the pinky. I think I moved that one down too. That's a pretty crooked pinky end. Let's fix that. Now let's scale it. I think this one was 130. 131 because I couldn't get it last time either. Rotate it till it fits it nice. Alright, here we are. Nope, I lied. Looks like you gotta rotate down for the last part of the pinky. Alright, now we're done. As close as possible. Even the chest looks pretty close. That looks pretty bad from underneath, I guess. From the top. Let's see. Oh well, looks good enough for me. Take the auto key off now, since we're not going to be moving any of the bone skeleton things anymore. And make sure that you still have your original over there. Now we can hide Rochelle's body. We can hide the skeleton as well. Oops, select child nodes. There we go. And now we have this. Now we can ungroup it, but I personally like to make a copy, a clone, just in case things go wrong. So this makes a clone Annie group. And I open up the original Annie now. And now everything's separated again. And just to make things easy on yourself, I like to merge stuff. So since this is the torso, and this is the thing, or skirt, whatever it's called. Let's see, dude, what is this? It's like an extended sweater, or is it really a skirt? I don't know. Oh yeah, I forgot, you gotta hide this group too, because otherwise it'll lean your way. So bring back the skirt, or I put shirt, or whatever. And if you want, you can merge it into one object, so you don't have to add skin wraps to everything. Just make your life, easy on you. So you would want to go to make sure they're all the same, like edible poly. Say this was edible mesh, you can just go to convert to and convert to edible poly. But if you have any like skin on it, it's going to go away. It's going to freeze at whatever it is right now, or whatever pose it's in. So now that I got that, I'm going to the head. I'm going to keep separated. The hair I'll keep separated as well. The hoodie, well, let's see, what can I do about the hoodie? I'm going to make a clone of the hoodie, because this is going to be the up hoodie, and clone, this one will be down. Down. Here we go. Perfect. Now let's go to... Let's just hide the hoodies for now. Unfortunately, she doesn't have any texture hair on the back, so it looks pretty naked back there. You can simply add that with texture editing seals. Alright, let's just combine this. Attach. Click it. Match. And now I haven't... These are both attached. That's good. Now let's attach the arms too. Make that one whole model. Alright, perfect. Let's keep the pants separate though. Now let's attach the boots. Perfect. Make sure that there's no hidden objects, like a zipper missing or something, so floating around. So we got that. So now we have the pants. Let's change the name from Annie Jacket to Annie, like, Torso. Or, yeah, Torso. Sounds good. And pants, lower body. This doesn't really matter, just so you can see it better and know what you're clicking on. Let's see, that looks good to me. So let's test out the, let's hide the head for now. Let's hide the hair. Let's hide the teeth, the tongue, and the eyes and the eyebrows. So now it's just the clothes and her hands. So let's go on down to Rochelle. You can click on her, have her appear, click on your clothes that you want, go over here, and click the skin modifier, or skin wrap modifier to be exact. You want to go add, you want to click on Rochelle's body, so it adds her skin onto the new body. By skin, it's the weighting of the bones. Since you're not going to be adding anything else, you just stop playing add. Vertex deformation, leave it, blend the base mesh, weight all points, that's important, convert to skin. Then you delete skin wrap, right click and delete, don't just hit the delete key because you'll delete your mesh. Now you have a skin for it, so let's hide Rochelle one more time, and we have the body here. So let's move this time stamp, and it moves it to the original positioning for the skeleton. Voila! And that's how you skin a mesh. When you copy a skin, of course. But say items like this, the accessories, on the wristband, you're only going to need 2 bones. That's going to be, or 4 bones. The forearm and the hand bone, forearm and the hand bone. So if you want to add specific bones, you just got to go down here, click on skin, make sure your bones are visible. So unhide your, oh my bad, unhide your bones. Nope, wrong button again. Nope, there we go. Perfect, all according to plan. Now I need you to hit the add button, and then you're going to drop down this list and you're going to look for the forearms. So it's going to be in the spine section, then it's going to be in the clavicle. Let's go with the right clavicle so we don't have to go down anymore. So forearm and hand. So let's go to left clavicle now. And forearm and hand. So bam. If you hold control, you can select multiple objects at once. Select. And now it added those bones. So you want to edit these bones now. And I say the best way to edit stuff is to right click on here. And, right click on the middle one. And then you go to materials and you go to shaded materials without maps. So it shows you like the base color of it. And you want to go to edit because it's got like a hot and cold temperature thing. So it tells you like how heavy that bone is weighted to that skin. Part of the skin, I mean. But we're not working on this, we're working on the wrists. Here we go. And the hand looks like it's taking up dominancy of it. You can keep it that way. The best way to do it is just to test it. Since we have the skeleton, we have a timestamp at 0 and 10, we can put something in 5. And this could be our random section, like just to test it out. So let's move the upper arm a bit. Let's keep it on world, just keep things simple. Make sure auto key is selected, so it doesn't mess up the first one or the last one. And move it around, and you'll notice how it moves. If you like the way it moves, you don't need to edit the weights in that section. So let's do 45, because that's just a nice even number. If I can get it. Nope, I messed up. There we go, now I got 45. Now let's move the hand, maybe 45 up. Ooh, see? If you just had it tied to the hand, that would not have been good. Because, look, that's pretty immersive braking right there. So we're going to fix that. We're going to click on the wristband. We're going to edit envelopes. The good thing, you can edit envelopes at any time of the time span, and it won't alter it. It's just one flat rate at all times for the weight. So I'm going to click your vertices is collected, select the object I have in question, or vertices I want selected, so it won't change these factors, just the ones I have selected. Right click, weight table dialog, and then I like to shrink these down personally so I can see everything. And I shrink this as well. I said shrink, there we go. Make sure it's on selected vertices only. Go to select all, it selects all the ones you selected, of course. And then I go and play with it. So forearm, let's see how it looks like if I have the forearm selected to 1. Well, it looks pretty good to me, but you know, it's tied to the forearm, not the hand. But say you want to have a little bit of playroom so you can see it move a little bit. So let's give it a 0.1 rating for the hand. So we'll see how it moves. Personally, I like that. So I'm going to do the same thing to these two. But of course, I'm going to right click, weight table dialog, make sure the vertices are selected, select all, left hand, forearm, right hand. We don't want right hand because we know what happens already. So we're going to go forearm, right hand, and then we're going to do the 0.1 gig. Now let's test it out. Oh wait, I never moved the thing for this bad boy. So auto key. Nope, 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 nope. Left, nope, right. Yeah, let's go to upper arm. Move it, 45 again. Oh, see this one, how it leaves a gap there? Not desirable. We're going to have to edit that. So 45 it was. Perfect. Now we've got to fix the hand. Let's go 45. Sorry. See, that doesn't look good. It's cutting in the hand now. So maybe the best bet for this one would be just to do forearm all completely. Make sure the right forearm selected. Just like that. And to make life on me easier, I'm just going to make this one a forearm as well. And I'll just close it. Get rid of the hands bones from this skin. And now it's fine. But we also want to make sure the elbow bends properly. It's not pulling on anything unnecessary. So forearm. Let's go local this time. I don't know what that is. Let's go local. And bend it. Looks good to me. Now let's bend the legs. Let's see how that looks. Make sure auto key is still selected. Move forward. Oh yeah, I never rigged the pants. Okay. Let's go forward 45. Now let's bend the calf. 45. No, 90. So perfect. Alrighty, let's go back. To fix this problem, what is it called? Make sure auto key. No, auto key does not need to be selected. Notice how it's pulling on this as well. if you do vertices again, and you click on the, I like to use the lasso. This is a rectangle one, so I can control it. So let's say you just go up here, and you want to make sure you know what you selected, so you open up that thing, and then you're going to always have to select, whenever you select a new object, you're always going to have to edit this thing, and reset it to selected vertices, select all, and now we can see what we selected, since it turned purple. That means we selected everything good, and we want to find what it's mostly connected to. Spine 4, nope. Clavicle, spine 2, nope. Upper arm, here we go. If we wanted to bend more with the arm or give more weight to the arm, we just gotta increase it by dragging it, or make it less. Both ways look horrible, so we're just gonna keep it as is. So what could be the problem? What's making it do that? Let's go back to spine 2. Should spine even be affecting this? Let's go ahead and get rid of all the spine influence from these vertices. So just drag to the left and turns to 0. Huh. It goes down further. Oh, big difference. But then we still got this problem right here. So you could always go just right down the middle. Find the middle. Line it up so you get all the right vertices. Select all. Make sure you still have the right vertices selected, which surprisingly looks like I did. So that's good. Oh, not really, because I didn't want to get the middle part. It looks like I did. So we can just hold Alt and it'll deselect whatever we wrap our tool around. And let's get rid of this. Perfect. Now, so now it causes this little thing to do a little mountain thing. So I guess we can just scroll until right here. Right here. Let's do the same thing but for this one now. Alright. Now, we don't want to get rid of from this upper arm because that'd be bad. Since we want, here we go, color. And, did I do it on the wrong one? Nope, looks good to me, so let's just continue what I was doing. That looks good. Alright, so it can't, there's a chance that it's not always the right arm problem. It could also be this problem right here. Well, not right problem. If you click on right arm, see how much of an influence the right arm has on the torso itself? We can always get rid of it. Okay, let's just go back to T-pose. So it's easier to access. So we just go weave right here, loop. Now we can do this button again, select all. Now let's just move it down to the 5 section again, so we can see the difference. Never just find it. Upper arm right here. Now let's see what happens. Oh, that's way, yeah. That doesn't look good. So we're gonna keep it there. But we can always add more vertices to the selection by holding Control, just to see how it looks like when you get rid of it. Yeah, it doesn't look good. We're going to keep it as is. It's probably the best option at this point. Alright, so let's keep this as is. So let's go over here. Let's get the pants now. Let's bring back, we can hide the jacket or torso, whatever it's called. So let's find, what was it working on? Oh yeah, Rochelle. So let's click the pants if we can get them. Make sure there's the pants selected. Let's go to skin wrap. Let's add Rochelle's body to it. Nope. Bad program. Bad. There we go. Awesome. It's going to convert the skin. Let's get rid of this. Skin selected. Vertices. I want to click on this one because look how it's over there. That means when this moves, it's going to affect these vertices. And that can be ugly sometimes. So let's go ahead and hide Rochelle's legs. Said hide. There we go. Edit vertices. And let's go to 5. See how these move a bit when this moves upward? We don't want that. So we are going to do this. And let's go right here. Grab this. Let's do this. Remember, since I have not worked on this before, I have to go over here and go to select vertices and make it 0. See how big the difference could be. Alright. Now when you do 5 and it goes forward, it's no longer affected by it, which is good. But as you can see, the vertice, the influence of the leg is still over here as well. So you can edit it as you wish. Normally I just stop right there because it's a good medium for this, this thigh on this leg. But we have to do the same thing to this leg. So let's go over here, do the same thing we did last time. Drag and select. Select all. Let's find the bone. The bone luckily highlights in here. Right thigh. Take them all away, or you can just hit enter 0. Let's move to 5. And now it's unaffected by that leg too. So there's no more of that pull. Looks pretty good to me. And let's see over here how it bends. That's not that good of a bend. So I like to, let's just select this one. And select that, shrink this a bit. And we'll go to 0 so we can find that vertice. And it looks like it's these vertices that are affected by it. You can select 3 of them. Of course, hold control to select more. You can push over here, you can go like ring or loop. But apparently that doesn't do anything, so we can go to grow. And it just grows the selection. Or you can shrink it. Grow, 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 grow. And I'm like, okay, that's good. So I don't want to edit these below it though, so I'm just going to deselect those and deselect these. And let's go to 5. That looks like I selected the wrong ones. Or not really, I just gotta get rid of these. There we go. Let's see. That looks good to me. Let's grab, select all of them. What leg is this? The calf. Alright. If I increase it, that's ugly. We don't want that. Let's go to this thing. And this one is a knee. Let's see. Knee doesn't look that good either, but it's not that big of a difference actually. Not disappointing. Let's grow it again. Alright, yeah. Oh, okay, that one looks pretty good. Yeah, I'll just stick with that. Alright, now I'm going to do the same thing to this leg. Just line them up so that what we're selecting. interesting. It's different. So let's just select this whole thing right here. And let's deselect what we don't want selected. Nope, nope. There you go. Here we go. We don't want this part selected, so deselect that. And let's cut it down in the middle. Alright, we can work with this. I believe this is the right knee. Yeah. Let's just lower it a bit, not too much. And I'm assuming it's going to look as well as the other leg came out to be. So once you got that done, you can just check it again to see how it looks going up. You can unhide the torso, I believe we called it. See how it looks. It's moving now. So are the hands. I forgot to check the hands. Oh, these fingers. Alright, let's check the fingers. So we can go over here. And let's see. I'm going to move this over here to the second one. And I'm just going to put auto key, select again. So now it makes two of them. And I'm going to edit this for the fingers. Because I want to test the weighting of the skin with the fingers. So let's see. Make sure auto key is selected. Let's go by world and not local. Let's do 45 for you. See, we just want to see what it pulls on, what it doesn't. So I make them really ridiculous numbers just so I can see. Make you 15. Make you 15 this way. Make you 45 this way. Perfect. And now we see how much the skin pulls on each other. We don't want that. We want the fingers to stay with their own finger bone. Because, you know, no natural finger when moves another finger, except for at the base of it. So the same thing for this skeleton. So 45. Let's go down the line. 15. 15. The reason why I go 15 is because I have to go 15 with both of these, so it becomes a 30-degree distance between the two. So it's big enough to tell the difference, but not big enough to go into the other territory of the finger. You don't have to worry about the thumb. I mean, you can if you want, but the thumb's usually fine the way it is. So now that we alter that, we can edit the skin. So edit. So we click on the finger. Oh, look at that. Look how much it affects it. Let's go on this one. Luckily, it doesn't look like it affects the rest of the fingers. Sometimes it does, though. I think the best way to do this is to find an even point and then wrap it around it. Make sure you selected the proper vertices. And then you can do the right click thing. I'm in the table just to see what glows and what doesn't. Looks pretty solid to me. And then I usually do 2 fingers at a time. So let's go right here to this one. Let's see how many that's. Here's the part where it connects. So 1, 2. So the part connects. So let's just go right here as well. Select all. Looking good. Alright, so we don't want what we have selected affected by this bone. So we go to select all and we go over to the finger and we decrease it. And we select this part, select all, decrease it, select this part, select all, decrease it. And we go right here. No, wrong button. Undo. And bam, hit this one. Select all. Undo. Where's this button at? Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Select all. Set the zeros. Nope, wrong button again. There we go. Select all and 0. Just in case it was pulling on any of the ones. So of course you're going to have like these parts right here, and you're probably want to do the same thing. So let's just select those as well. Make sure you don't select extra vertices by accident like I did right there. Select all. Perfect. Let's do that again. like I said, this is easy. It's just super repetitive, and that's what it is. It's boring too. Uh, but it's easy, so that's good. Ooh, that was a good one. Big difference in that one. You want this to be fine, because when you make your first person fingers, you're going to use this model to make the first person arms. Of course, I'll show you how to do that as well. Perfect. And now we do the same thing, but for the other fingers. So let's find a point. So this is where, like, the base of it. So let's connect right here. Select all, so we know what we got selected. Perfect. Oh, this one have to go right here. Select all, and we can always hit grow too, so it does the next one up. We'll make sure you hit select all again, so it selects all of them. And we don't want it affected by this bone, so where are you at? To a 0. Select this one now. 0. Now select this one. 0. Perfect. Now this one. 0. Oh, well, look at that. Makes a little emptiness right there. But we can fix that. Or not emptiness, but unleveledness. Go to 0. 0. Alright. It's pretty ugly right there, so I'm going to... The pinky looks fine, so I don't need to worry about the pinky anymore, I guess. It's this one right here, so let's just hit the grow button. And it might need some, oh maybe nah. Let's just get rid of that influence. So, you know what, I take that back. Let's lower the influence so it's even. You don't want it to look like that, we want it to look like this. Perfect. Same thing with this one. So if we do it too much, too much don't look bad actually. Yeah, I can live with not that much. This one still looks ugly, so let's fix this one. Select all, it's an even hit, so to grow and grow again. Now let's lower it. So let's keep it even. Now you know what? Why keep it even when I can just hit grow again? That looks pretty good to me, if I do say so myself. Only problem is you're going to have to do the other hand now. So as long as that took, you gotta do it twice. Make sure select all first. It's even. Let's go to the pinky now. Select all. Looks good. Grow. And grow. Select all. Make sure. Alright, looks good, looks good. Since we already have that one selected, we'll just start getting rid of the influence. Oh, that's a pretty big influence decrease. So we'll edit the last two parts of that section. So we'll just go to shrink. We'll edit those last rings separately. So let's just get rid of the influence here. And it still looks bad, but we'll make that look better later. Alright, last finger for that one. Now let's edit this one. 0. Just find it. 0. 0. Okay. So now that we have that done, we can easily just hit grow again. Now we can edit these last two parts. So now that everything else has been set to 0 on those two, we don't have to set it to 0, but we can go down as much as we want until it looks nice. And that looks nice right there. Time for this one. I guess I can just get rid of that one then completely. Yeah, looks good on both sides. Awesome. Why is it affected over here? Yeah, normally I'll just make those 0, but I'm going to leave it as is. Doesn't look like it's making that much of a difference. And now for the same process, but this way. Nice, even. And let's go. Perfect. Grow. Now let's get rid of that influence. Oops, I skipped the middle one. Oh well. Let's get rid of that one. Let's go back to the middle that I skipped. 0. Let's go to this one now. Hit 0 again. If I could find it. Here we go. 0. Nope, wrong button. Control Z. Here we go. 0. And 0. Perfect. Now I can edit the finer parts. So grow again. Remember, you just sometimes the grow button gets an extra vertice or two, and you just gotta hold Alt and deselect. So it's this button right here. Let's shrink this bad guy. Let's try it again. Doesn't look that bad actually. There, I keep it that much. This one. Here we are. Good. Now we're done with the hand. Don't worry, when you go to 5, it'll go back to whatever it was before. Like that. Looks way. The thumb looks out of place, but that's because the thumb isn't posed. Perfect. You know, I'm gonna save this. Always be sure to save because 3ds Max does crash sometimes, and that's never fun. Let's bring the head in this time. Head. Where are your head at? Let's bring Rochelle in actually. And Annie head. Let's do the same thing we did last time. Skin wrap. Now let's add it to Rochelle. Convert to skin. Delete that. Skin. Hide Rochelle's head. How do I do that again? Oh, yeah, right here. Alright, here's the head. And it has her skin now. Let's see how that skin processes. Skin. Alright, that looks pretty decent to me. It's got a good, nice blend right here for the neck. Let's move that skull. Oops, wrong button. Not the ponytail, head. Let's make sure auto key selected. Let's go to 5. Oh, see how it shrunk the head right there? Because it's shrinking it because I stretched Rochelle's head to fit her head. It doesn't look that bad. I think. It all depends on how you see it. Oh no, I gotta make sure I'm on 5, otherwise that'd be bad. Let's rotate this. Let's go. Looks pretty good. I mean, our head's never gonna really rotate like that far. Let's see the turning part. Yeah, looks pretty good. Alright, I'm happy with that. I'm satisfied. I unclicked the auto key so I can just mess around now. Unfortunately, that's going to bother me. But it gives you that nice blend when you skin wrap it. If you match proportions. Otherwise, how her chin was up in, like, let's see. The chin was down here, and then Annie's chin was up here. So Annie's head would get all this, and it wouldn't have that nice blend where it bends and bends properly. So you'd have to do that yourself. It isn't that hard, but it's more convenient this way. And plus, you know, the neck doesn't move at an odd angle. Let's save that. You can always redo the head if you want to whatever thing. Alright, now let's go to eyes. Valve has a system where it puts its own eyeballs in, but I normally don't use it just because I don't like the way the eyes look. I'm sure you can change it, I just don't know how. But you would rig the eyeballs to the head, so you can just go to skin, make sure the skeleton's shown, go to head, look for head bone, and it should be in the neck, head 1. Make sure it's selected, just make sure it's all there. And then normally they just have you change the material of the left eye and the right eye, so it'd be like left eye, the material would be, and then the right eye would have right eye. And then Valve would replace those materials with its own material and create an eye over your eye. But you gotta put in like the vertices of the pinpoints, like where does the eye end, how big the eye is, where does it end. It create one. Or it will wrap its own eye over your eye, and it'd use that to move it around. So it can do an eye track movement. But like I said before, I don't know how to do that. So I know. Same thing with the mouth. You can add your own bones just so it's easier, so you can move it. But Valve only responds to morphing. It doesn't respond. Morphs. It does not respond to the bones. So you'd have to create morphs using the bones, and that's more time consuming. So I normally just do regular ones like this, or I have a helmet, so I don't have to do the face. It's convenient both ways. Now that we have that out of the way, let's add the hair now. Well, let's add the teeth and the tongue. Since these two are inside the mouth, we can just give them a shared skin. So select them both and you go to skin. If I can find, actually, you know what? Let's add the hair too. Hair, where you at? Let's show you, and then let's add it. Let's go to skin. And then let's go to add. We're going to add the head bone again, but it's going to share it. So once I add the head, all of them are now going to have a skin that's linked to each other. So if I edit it, I can, it's hidden inside the mouth. But if I were to hide the head itself, like this, I could see it and I can start editing it. But if I do that, I can always make it unique. Say I don't want that. I'll just go over to head or hair and go to skin, right click on it and go to make unique, and it makes it its own single skin modifier. But I do that just to save time so I don't have to go to each one and make a skin for it. Make unique. Now the eyebrows. I forgot the eyelashes. Do the same thing. Go to skin, add, and go to head. So close yet so far. And then I can go to make unique, and it makes them all unique, so I don't have to go one by one anymore. But notice how it's very blocky. You can fix that by going to editable mesh, or you know what? Let's just do the skin now. I'll do the smoothing afterwards. Now, sweater hood. You're not going to be able to do the old, just add the skin head to it. You want that to bend. So you're going to have to find Rochelle again, add her, go to skin wrap, but you don't want her hair to get in the way. So let's just isolate her, which this button also isolates it. Or you can just go to hide everything and leave her, selected, but I like to hit that button. Nope, wrong angle. There we go. Let's select the hair. Here, let's just do this. Select all of that. Now let's deselect the head, the mouth, and the earrings. So it's just the hair. We don't want that, so we're going to go to click on that, go to clone, copy a Rochelle, and let's just type in hairless. Rochelle hairless. So now it's on mesh. I go over here and I hit that and I hit delete, and she no longer has hair. But we still have the original model that we can use the skin stuff. So now we got this hairless, so all the skin that's on the hair, the weights, won't be transferred onto the new model. Heck, let's get to the earrings too while we're at it, because that has no purpose. Bam, now she no longer has any earrings. And now let's do this. let's go to, what are we doing again, the hood? Yeah, the hood. If I can find the bloody hood. Hood. Where are you at, hood? Sweater hood, here we go. Looks pretty good, looks pretty even on the body. Alright, we can use this body. We just go to skin wrap, add, and bam. Convert the skin. Nope, right here. Delete that. Now we have the skin there. You can see how it looks weighted. Looks pretty decent. Not the best, but not the worst. Now let's go to unisolate. Let's hide her body. Now let's do the silly little thing where we go to 5. Look how it bends. If it bends too sharp in certain areas, you can always fix it yourself by going over here and selecting it. I'm doing the weight table thing, the selected vertices only. Right here. And say you want it to be the same weight as this one next to it, or let's edit this one. So we select that, we select this, we can hit copy, and we can select a new vertice, select it, and hit paste. Now I'll give it the same exact weight points as that one does. But we don't want that. I don't want that, at least. Let's make this one a little bit lighter. So let's add some to the neck. So it blends it a bit. Like these, oh, that's too sharp of a turn. So let's add to the head. 0.5 looks good to me. 0.5. Since they're usually all in the same line, they're usually generally going to be the same. But, you know, do what you want. 0.5. 0.5. 0.5. Generally, you're going to want to start going down, otherwise it's going to all be looking the same. Looks pretty good to me. Oh, look, see, that one's all down for some reason. You can fix that yourself, of course. Increase the head or increase the neck. Or you can just have it, like, copy this one, in case you don't know. And you paste it. And bam! Oh, look, that looks even better. Perfect. Problem solved. Alright, we're getting there. Of course, if she had hair, you would do the same thing with the ponytail. To the hair. Ponytail, whatever you add. You can always add your own jiggle bones too, though. But I'm no expert in that, so. Oh, let's see how it looks like it with the head shrunk down a bit. Could you even tell the difference if you didn't know that? I could, because I know. Let's see. Let's see how it looks like with the materials with maps. Oh yeah, I don't look bad at all. So we have the wristband rigged, tongue rigged, torso rigged, teeth rigged, sweater hood rigged, lower body rigged, the head rigged, the hair rigged, the eyes rigged, eyelashes rigged. We have everything of Anna rigged. Of course, we haven't done the hoodless version. I mean, the hood down version. So in order to do that, you got to actually create the hood to make it go down. Best way to do this is, let's see. I like to go down to 4 times, no, box, FFD box. And you can select, let's type in 9. Let's do 9s all across the board. So mix a box in the 9s, like 9 up, 9 sideways, and 9 deep. And all these points have, you gotta click on this to edit, yeah, I was right. Gotta click on the box to actually edit it. No! Click on it, and then you can edit the points. There we go. So let's say I grab this corner, all of them, and I move around. See how it moves part of it? It's like a quick skin where it weights the points to the body or to the mesh really fast. And then when you alter it, it moves it around so you can give it whatever one you want. So let's see. If I want the hood to be bent, let's do this. And let's go -15. No, let's go even lower. There we go. -10. 10. Now let's get this out of there. Let's go another negative 10. Heck, let's go to another 5 more. Now let's go negative 15. That don't look pretty ridiculous now, but hey, let's go 20 now. But I mean, didn't get to what we wanted, but it's lowered though. Of course, you can just keep doing that until you get this size you want, so you can have it like collapse or something. So now that we got that little effect, let's try to make it look more realistic, like it's down. You can also not just rotate but move it. You can also scale it. But you know, it might look ridiculous, so. It's usually hood would be like, if it's all the way up there, it'd fold. It would usually go like this. Alright, let's isolate it, make it easier on ourselves. That doesn't look right. You don't even know what you're talking about. Come on, bro. Let's lower you. Uh-oh. I see why. I forgot. I accidentally deselected those as well. Or did I? Yeah, I did. Alright. Perfect. Here we go. We're making progress. Where did this come from? I am confused. Oh well. Nope. Wrong answer. Not wrong answer. Wrong command. Let's keep going down. Oh, we're getting somewhere now. Perfect. Not perfect, but it's getting to the shape we require or want. What does this require? Alright, let's. Looks pretty ugly, but we're getting there. Now let's bring the torso back so we can always compare it. Oh wow, that's pretty bad. I will make progress. Would it bend like that, or does it bend like this? Yeah, it doesn't look right. Well, the spider senses are telling me to lower this part of it. Or better yet, let's just flatten like a whole section of it. No, no! 3ds Max, why do you do this to me? Alright, here we go. Nope, wrong button. Wait. Not that accurate. Make sure I selected all the right ones, otherwise it'd be very embarrassing. I did, cool. Oh my. Alright. Oh, you obviously don't know how hoods look like when they're down. So, in times like this, I'm just going to convert it to a poly so it keeps its shape. And now I'm going to hit 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Soft selection, use soft selection, change its number to 10, no, 1, 0.25, 0.1, 0.05, 0.025. Alright. So now when I move these two, a couple vertices, it moves its neighbors too. So you can, this is where you go to like smooth out edges and all that. Or say you're like, hey, I'm gonna find the dead center right here. Now let's type in 0.1. I can select all this now. I can even scale it too. You know what? I don't like that. Let's go 0.5. Too much. Of course, you got to be careful because it does carry over to whatever it's closest to it. It doesn't go just by what's next to it. It goes to what's in the general area. But you can add an edge distance so it only affects certain things around it. Unfortunately, I think... Oh, that works. Cool. Let's go 20. No. 15. No. 10. Alright. That's too big. Let's go to 5. Now we're making progress, I think. Not certain. Nope, not the one I want. Ah, if I recall, the middle part is what, oops, wrong button. Uh-oh, that looks ugly. Wait a minute, why didn't it select that? Oh, it's going to do an edge. Duh. Here we go. All right. How long have I been doing this? When did I start? Alrighty, well now we got our hood there. It's not the best down hood, but it's convincing. In my opinion. Let's go to 2.5. Alright. Not the best, but not the worst. And that's what I aim to do. Not be the worst. Let's add the head back, or unisolate this under here. Ain't bad, ain't bad. Not as convincing as it could be. But your best bet is just to look at something and try to make it to look like that. Unfortunately, I don't have that going for me. Oh, that's way longer. If it was the fall, it would be right here, maybe. That's, Well, at least we know the hooded version works. But still got that ugliness right here, the ball apart. So I guess we'll just keep this for now. Skin wrap. Add. Let's go to Rochelle. Sometimes you don't even have to have her showing, you just gotta pick the name. But I think that only works with 2019 Max, 3DS Max. And then get rid of this, that, skin, vertices. Oh, that's some pretty bad, okay. This one's gonna be a little there, yeah. We do not want that. That is very bad. So to fix that, we're going to do this. Select all of it, weight table, find head, and just get rid of head. So now it doesn't have any head weights. Yay! Looks better, I guess. But now it's got like super heavy on the oh wow, some of it's not even weighted at all. Now that's not good. If items are not weighted, they will show in Left 4 Dead 2. So your best bet to check that is just to go to pelvis, make sure auto key's on, and move it back a few. And whatever's not weighted will stay in place. You do not want that. Otherwise it does that in game at all times. Not head, we want spine 4 maybe? Make sure it's selected. Ooh, that's still pretty bad. Alright. I think it would look better like this. Everything's like spine 4. Awesome. And then we'll hit this button right here. These two. If I can find that. So hit grow. And then I'll go over the neck and I'll add like 0.5. No, that's not. Let's go to grow again. Make those 0.5. And then I'll go shrink and make those like 0.6. Shrink 0.65. Shrink. And keep that 0.65. Let's see how that looks. Oh, I didn't turn the neck, did I? Okay, now we gotta do the spine, neck. Auto key on. I guess I don't really need to have yeah, let's just keep the spine for Okay. So we have our model now. Let's save it. Now that it's saved, all we gotta do is move over the, excuse me, the raw skeleton. So I have a raw skeleton over here somewhere. So I just go to import, and then let's see. I think I have one Ellis somewhere around here. L4D2, Ellis. I don't know. I'm not sure it was iCloud. Nope. Arms. Nope. I know I have one around here somewhere. Oh, valve skeleton raw. Perfect. Okay. Wow. What a demon. That can't be right. Because those arms are way too long. You know what? Let's just go back to recent. Go back to what? This is a good thing I saved before I imported. Because if you import and you don't like what you see, it's over. So I'm just gonna export this. Oh wait, now we gotta do smoothing. I forgot about that. So you can just go over here and select everything. Right click. Put smooth factor, auto smooth. I usually do 180. 180 being the max. And it's all closed, so it doesn't really matter. But if it's like anything with hard edges, such as armor, I go with 90. And then I let go of it. And I go over one by one. And you have to have smooth underneath skin. Just drag and drop it underneath it. Otherwise it won't work. Alright. What happened? It didn't do anything. There we go. Right here. So I really hope this is recording. Otherwise, this would be very embarrassing. I'm talking to myself. Perfect. Now let's go to save. Now we have our model. It looks good to me. That's because that's the raw model. I forgot to make it go down to the Rochelle version. So in order to do that, we just gotta go to that button. We gotta get this, make sure it's all selected. Drag it right over to 9. Then we take the 10 one, drag it over to 0, put 9 on 10. So now it's gonna show us the raw versus the new one. So if you had your own 3D modeling program, you would use this one. It'd be perfect. It would stay the way it is. But since Left 4 Dead is going to force the Rochelle skeleton to use the animations, it's going to use this one. So let's just go to save. We now have our completed thing, and you can name your materials. That's very important, actually. So if you hit M, a thing will appear, and these don't matter. I think it's for my old project, I believe. If you click on an item and you go down to control scene materials, you'll see a list of stuff, and it'll highlight whatever this one is, so you can drag it. Go to instance, means you'll work on that particular one. If you go to copy, it'll make a copy of it, and it won't affect this model. And torso, that's the name of it. Sweater, zipper. I already manually named these, but you can just double click it and then change the name. Because it needs to be, when you make your VTF, your valve material files, they need to match these names, because it's going to look for these material names. If they don't find it, it's going to be checkered black and purple. So that's fine. We're okay on there. So save. And now you can get an SMD exporter plugin for this version of 3ds Max. Select everything. Since this is the hood down Anna, we're going to export selected. We're going to export it. I'm going to export an FBX just because I can. So Annie Greene valve go over to quick desktop, quick access, forget it. Left 4 Dead modding. Let's see. You know, it's going to be my to-do list, actually. To-do list. Let's go over to Dead Rising. Annie Greene. Change Annie Greene Valve. And then copy this, just in case. Sometimes it says, oh, yeah, even though it's not the same name, it's going to force it to the original name I selected. So I push cancel so I don't overwrite that and save. And now I have that as an FBX format, but I want it to be, just click on Valve again and make it an SMD format, because that's what Source uses. And I just put export. And if you can move around, that means it's done. But I can't move around, so that means it's still exported. Alright, it's done. Cool. I can move around. Since I like this one the way it looks, since it's all her regular proportions, I'm also going to export this because I like it. Perfect. So let's do this. Export selected. FBX. Where you at, FBX? Here we go. Oh, oops, I forgot to do the hood one as well. Make sure they're not both selected, otherwise you're going to have two hoods floating around. I mean, on the model. There we go. Let's go open again. I'm going to make two versions of this. I'll have the hood version and the no hood version. Just so I have my options. SMD. Ah, come on. I really don't like that. A little bug. Alright, and that's it for the model for 3ds Max when you're rigging the character to the Valve skeleton. I think it's F10.